Hello, Aries. So let's see what the cards have to say for what's in your general energy right now. Let's take a look. Remember, this is just like a general reading, and take what resonates, and what doesn't resonate just doesn't work. But you are the master of your own destiny, so always trust your intuition. And if you interpret the cards in a different way, always trust your gut and go with what you feel is best for yourself. But let's see what the cards have to say. So first up, you have the Page of Pentacles, you have the Fool, then you have the Ten of Pentacles, and in your reverse challenging position, you have the Hangman in reverse, and what is recommended for you is the Two of Wands. I feel like the Page of Pentacles is here in kind of what the basis of this reading represents, kind of maybe something going on in the past or something you were working towards. But the pages, they're messengers. So this could indicate some kind of financial or message regarding your material wealth or material assets. But this also could indicate to me something you were working on or studying for or trying to learn more about regarding your financial assets or your material wealth or your material possessions or even practical aspects of your life. So the page could be you've gone back to school to learn something, or you're trying to learn a new hobby or something that's going to potentially help you grow your wealth or even just help you grow any kind of way, better yourself in some type of way moving forward. But so this kind of represents something regarding aspects of your life within the practical realm. But because he's still a student, there's always still more to learn. And it's always a good idea to kind of be a little bit flexible. I always see the pages as needing to be a little bit flexible because they're students. Kids, are youngsters. They're easily to sway one way or another. They're more easily to switch gears. They're not so set in their ways quite yet. So they're more able to look at different sides of things and kind of evolve as needed. So I think that's really, really positive. But in your current energies, the Fool's indicating that you're kind of on a new journey. You're starting something different. So I think whatever you were doing with the Page of Pentacles, maybe learning something new, now this could be even gathering information. Now you're ready to kind of implement it and move forward. So the Fool, you never know how the journey is going to end. He's the beginning of the tarot journey. He has to go through all the stages to really evolve and learn. But I think this is extremely positive energy. You're really, really embarking on something new. And to me, this journey often could be like life-changing or even valuable lessons being learned. So whatever this is, and I feel because the Page of Pentacles here, this could be something to help you financially, monetarily, or even just a practical aspect that could be beneficial for your life and enrich your life in some kind of way. Now, in your near future, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is amazing. The Ten of Pentacles is kind of putting in the working to something that's really sustainable. It's about kind of leaving potentially a legacy, but it's even just achieving financially or certain kind of levels of success. I see it as within yourself, like really feeling comfortable and proud of what you've built. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is a lot of hard work. These people just didn't wake up one morning and it was here. To me, this is all the hard work that you've put into something, those blood, sweat, and tears finally kind of coming towards you, or finally you getting to, I don't want to say the end goal, because I don't think in life we ever really have a true end until we die. That's the end, and at least for this life, But I think whatever this is like you're working towards your Ten of Pentacles, and I think that's amazing. I think this is going to be more of like a long-term goal, but this is something indicating that you're working towards this. Everything you're doing, this is a journey to try to get to your ultimate happiness, in a sense, your ultimate security, because the Pentacles really are like that financial security. So some type of security within your life, or some type of feeling of like abundance, in a sense. So that's amazing. Now, the challenge you're going to be facing right now is the Hangman in reverse. Now, this could be kind of like delays. It could be indicating that certain things are not quite going quite right. You might feel like things are kind of put on pause right now. There's certain delays, things kind of coming up. You're not able to really start or even maintain certain kind of momentum. So that could be a challenge that maybe things kind of come out of the blue and now you have to focus on that. You're not really able to be focusing on your fool's journey here to reach the Ten of Pentacles. So there might be kind of delays, or you're feeling a little bit stuck, or you might even feel like you're not really getting results as you wanted them to. Things are stalling out. So that's going to be your challenge that you're going to have to work through. But what's recommended for you is the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is kind of about getting out of a comfort zone. This person, they're reviewing what they want in life. They're kind of seeing that the world is their oyster. They have the world in their hands. They have, I don't want to say infinite possibilities, but it's at the beginning of trying to figure out, what do you want? So to me, this is like saying that you have to keep the end goal in sight, and you have to really like maybe pin down what you want for your future. What does your Ten of Pentacles look like, and figure out the planning process of even how to get to the Ten of Pentacles. Like, what do you need to actually do to get there? Do you need to go back to school for something? Do you need to allocate certain time better of your day to make sure that you're working on this? Like, what is it? Do you need to maybe network with some people? Like, what is it exactly? Do you need to get more involved in a certain community, whatever that might be that you're trying to break into or trying to make contacts with? Or it could be whatever it is, whatever it represents for you. But this is telling me that don't lose the end sight. Like, don't lose sight of the end goal. Like, you need to kind of figure it out. And as you experience these delays, you might be able to figure out a workaround about it. So let's see what else we get with the other cards. Okay, so first up we have Elephant Spirit, learn from the past. And I feel like whatever you've learned with your Page of Pentacles, whatever you were working on and kind of trying to figure out the details, because I see the pages or even the pentacle suits as figuring out the practical aspects of something. So they're doing things, but they're also, I always see them as analyzing as they're doing and kind of learning from that experience and trying to streamline potentially things as they go. You know, what worked better, what didn't work so great. So I think this is saying that there might be some knowledge that you have regarding this situation, regarding pushing this fool's journey forward, regarding trying to reach your Ten of Pentacles, which I don't feel like this is going to be kind of within the next few months. I think this Ten of Pentacles is like an ongoing, I feel like whatever this is an ongoing process for you and something that might take years to achieve. You might already be on the journey with it, but the Fool could be indicating that you're starting something new with this situation. Maybe you're evolving it in a different kind of way. Maybe you're trying to move something, or if this is regarding business or hobby, maybe you're trying to start things a little different, or you think things could be a little bit more profitable, but you're starting something again with this situation. You could be trying to push it forward more. But I think you have, through your experiences, I think you have some knowledge that you can apply through this. So maybe you made certain mistakes in the past, and maybe certain situations are kind of coming up again that you're going to be able to be like, okay, I kind of remember this from the past, and I remember I made this mistake last time. I'm not going to make this mistake this time. And I think with the Two of Wands being recommended, I feel like it's trying to tell you that use all your assets, knowledge, everything, figure out what you want to do and how you're going to move forward and what's the best way to move forward. And skunk spirit, know your worth. And I think this is always important to remind yourself that you should never settle. And if something doesn't feel right, because this 10 of Pentacles, this is like a really big ultimate goal. I see this as a huge goal. And some of this hang up even could be that you feel like you're not worthy of this or you're not going to be capable of getting this. But I think this is still reminding you that you just need to plan out and you need to try. You need to try to do it. Because the Fool, he's very active. Like, he's going to try. Like, he has this, I don't want to say dumb faith, but he has this blind faith that, like, he's going to go on this journey and he's going to just get to the end. He doesn't see all the obstacles necessarily that he's going to have to face, but he's willing to take the steps or even just one step a day to kind of reach the end goal. So I just think you need to kind of remind yourself, even if you're experiencing the Hangman, if you're experiencing feeling stuck or you're having doubts or just kind of feeling like you're at the bottom of a mountain looking up, that you can do it and you're worthy of having it and you deserve to have your 10 of Pentacles in the end. Now, Iolite, shift your money mindset. So there could be something even with yourself that you feel like you're not going to be able to get this 10 of Pentacles, or you won't be financially comfortable, or it's not possible. So I think you need to shift yourself. Sometimes they say having gratitude for the things that you do have helps also put you in this energy of being grateful for things to come, or even reminds you that, you have this already and you're worthy of having more. So that's definitely important. Playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And I think this is always important because I think this is extremely positive energy here, but this to me is always a little bit heavy energy. Like, not heavy in a bad way, but heavy as far as responsibilities. Because you have the Pentacles, which represents kind of the financial, monetary, or practical aspects of our lives. The Fool is on a new journey, so there's always responsibilities. Nothing goes ever fully well. The Hangman is that kind of stuck energy. And the Two of Wands is, about trying to plan forward. So you're not really actively within the forwardness. You're not moving quite forward, but you're trying to plan the next step out and figure out what that looks like. So it's a lot of this kind of, when I say work, some of you might be retired, some of you might this could be represent a hobby or something, but a lot of times hobbies are work, Anybody that's done any kind of hobby knows that it's not always fun. So this playfulness might be here to remind you that you might have to kind of stay flexible, kind of have fun with it, but also take time in your life to do things that you enjoy. Because to me, the Pages, they're still the youth, so they're still a little bit playful. So this could also be indicating that as you're moving forward through this, be flexible, kind of have fun with it, and don't get so set in your ways regarding it. Because I think if you get set in the ways, you could really be falling into this Hangman stuck trap. I think you need to kind of, as the problems come or the situations come up, try to view them in a different type of way. Try to kind of be flexible with it. So I think that's very important. And remind yourself why you wanted to do this in the first place. Because I think this is something that you really want. I believe that this is something that you've been working towards or trying to figure out more about. And now you're either shifting it or starting it, and the end goal. You know that this is going to be something that's going to be very valuable to you in the future, but you're just kind of figuring out the details. So always remind yourself when you're feeling stuck, why are you doing this? And Cashapp, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. And I do think this is going with this playfulness. And even shifting your money mindset, because I think some of you might be kind of coming into this or a little bit, I don't want to say questioning yourself, but if there's outdated thinking, you need to kind of, you need to shift out of that. Some of you might feel like with the Page of Pentacles, it's kind of that youth, it's that young, it's that new-ish energy. Some of you might be feeling that whatever this represents, because even the Fool, he's at the beginning, he's still new. Some of you might be feeling that you don't have the experience regarding whatever this might be, and that maybe you're not as good or seasoned as somebody else. And I think that's some type of outdated thinking that you need to shift out, because you might be doing this in a different kind of way that's more effective than someone else, or you might just have a natural talent with this. So I think it's all things like that. If you're getting in your head a little bit about not really believing in yourself or trusting that this is meant for you or that you're on the right track, I think you need to shift out of that as well. I feel like you need to kind of, I don't want to say commit to it 100%, because you should always be reviewing as you go. But I think if the hangman keeps getting stuck, if you feel like you keep getting stuck, you need to always be seeing a way out, because the Two of Wands is kind of that, okay, like, how do I get out of this stuckness? The Two of Wands is going to be kind of pushing you forward. It's going to be planning forward for you. So now the spirit of the dish that shall be with you right now or during this situation will be the spirit of the burrito. So that is fantastic. And we have light. Without the dark, we'd never see the stars. So that's fantastic. And I think this is saying that even if you feel like you're going through a little bit of a shadowy phase right now, you never know until you go through bad things or things seem a little murky. You never know. If you were never to experience that, you would never know what happiness is. I know that's not like super dramatic, but you would never know when things actually started lightening up or things started kind of going well, that things were going well, because you've never experienced things kind of not going well. You've never experienced the darkness of it. So I think this is just saying that, and I think sometimes when you go through the dark phases as well with this, like you could see the light, like maybe you're feeling like you're going through a dark phase right now, and that's why you were working on this Page of Pentacles, like trying to learn something new and trying to start a new journey with something, because the light for you is this Ten of Pentacles. The light for you is feeling financially stable. Maybe it's buying a house. Maybe it's buying a car. Maybe it's something that you want. Maybe there's the family, and being able to financially afford all of that comfortably. So whatever this Ten of Pentacles represents for you, I feel like this is the star that you're looking up to, but you might be in this planning phase and you might be kind of feeling a little bit stuck, and how are you going to get there? But I think sometimes going through these dark phases helps push us more forward because we're being challenged. So now you're more willing or more able and ready and motivated to overcome those challenges. So I think that's very important. Now we have listening. If you want to be heard, learn to listen. So this is about your throat chakra. So listening, if you want to be heard, learn to listen. So I think this is saying that, I wonder if there's more that you could be learning as well, because listening, when you listen, you kind of learn, or you're able to evaluate, or you're able to analyze something. So I wonder if there's, whatever this represents, the community, whatever situation this represents, maybe there's even more that you can learn about it, but you might need to listen to something. You might need to listen to more information or the way other people are doing it. And that's going to help you push this forward a little bit, because it might, sometimes when you listen to other people, the way the struggles or how they overcame things, it helps you kind of cut the line a little bit. Like it's like, okay, what, that person was doing that, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to have that same problem. So there might be something that you can be listening to and kind of seeing how somebody else is doing something or what they've experienced through their travels with it. And it might help you hone your skill or kind of cut the line a little bit, or omit certain problems that you could potentially be facing down the road if you do it a certain kind of way. But if you hear how somebody's doing it and what they're facing and how to navigate around that, which is recommended for you with this Two of Wands, you might be kind of, I don't want to say cutting the line, but you might be kind of skating by a little bit smoother. Now, for Bob Ross, let's see what he has to say. We are artists. We artists are a different breed of people. We're a happy bunch. And I think this is saying that you're kind of painting something now. You're kind of on this fool's journey. You're trying to create something. So sometimes you have to be a little creative too. Sometimes you got to come at things a little bit different, or you have to think outside the box a little bit with this. And stay happy. Remind yourself your Ten of Pentacles. Why are you working towards that? What does this represent for you? And how will that make you happy? And try to be happy along the process. Now, for your little affirmation you have, today I am glowing. Today I have huge amounts of energy and focus to take on any challenge. And I think that is fantastic. I'm going to read it again. Today I am glowing. Today I have huge amounts of energy and focus to take on any challenge. And I think that's extremely, extremely important. So, and you might have to remind yourself that, because this is going to be a long process. I don't think this is going to be an overnight thing. Hopefully it is. Hopefully you wake up tomorrow with your 10 of Pentacles, everything you want, and you're happy. But this is probably something that you're really going to be building throughout the rest of your life. So, and you're going to have tough times, but you can do it. And let's see what your these, I like these. The wine is helping. So, and then it says fresh out of, I'm going to say ducks, but you know what word that is. I'll say ducks though. So, okay, fresh out of ducks and embracing inner peace. So I think this is saying that sometimes you can't give a damn for everything. Sometimes you have to go and be like, I don't give a damn, I'm doing this. Because sometimes when you do things in a different way, somebody has something to say about it. Somebody's like, oh, you shouldn't do it that way, or it's not going to work out. You know, your 10 of Pentacles dream, why do you think you're going to be able to achieve it? You got to be like, I got no ducks to give today. And this is going to give me inner peace, so I'm doing it. So you might have to have that mindset. Then you have the tallest oak in the forest was once a tiny acorn. And I feel like this is you. Like you were the little acorn and you have all this little information on how to grow your tree self. And now you're being planted as the Fool. You're kind of planted yourself. You found a little spot in the soil or whatever. You're like, okay, I'm going to grow here. This is what I'm going to do. And you're going to be on this journey to do that. So sometimes, you have to remind yourself that every single person that has ever been successful started somewhere in a place of probably no success. So they had to grow it, and it takes time. Sometimes it's not overnight. And then you have, let's root for each other and watch each other grow. And I kind of feel like that's really going with this fresh out of the ducks, because I feel like some of you might be facing people or situations that are not quite supportive of you. And I think this is saying that you should be supportive of other people's success, and hopefully they'll be supportive of your success as well. Like, don't compare yourself to other people, and don't compare where you should be to other people either, because that could be kind of, turned into a negative situation, and you just got to stay positive. Now, for your gratitude meditation, your stress relief and self-care, objective, feeling thankful and grateful. When you wake up or before you go to bed, listen to 3 or 4 things you're grateful for. Let me read this again. I can't speak today. I'm sorry, guys. I can never speak, but I can't speak and read today. It's just not working. It's not working today. We're going to start from the beginning. Okay, gratitude meditation. Objective, feeling thankful and grateful. When you wake up or before you go to bed, list 3 or 4 things you're grateful for. Feel the sense of joy for simple things like a warm blanket, a soft bed, or a loving family. Find something different to focus on every day. Spend at least 5 minutes focusing on gratitude and joy. Notice how good this makes you feel. Give yourself a hug and bring a big smile to your face as you prepare for the day ahead and get ready for a pleasant night's sleep. And I think this is extremely important, because you had something else over here. What was it? I think this is kind of like, even with the outdated thinking or replaying events over in your head, you might be a little bit fixated on the things, your problems, things that are not going right, things that might be stressing you out. So I feel like this would be kind of giving you a way to switch that up, because you had something else here, shift the money mindset. So you might be even needing to shift your mindset in other situations too. And even like without the dark, we'd never see the stars. I feel like this is saying that kind of if you're going through certain difficulties, don't fixate on that. Just see it as a problem that you're going to be able to overcome, and really feel like you're going to be able to overcome it. You're more capable than you realize. So I think this is really positive, this gratitude meditation. I think this is going to be extremely helpful, especially because I feel like this is going to be I don't want to say a long battle. It sounds really dramatic, but this is something that's going to take some time, and you're going to hit obstacles along the way. Nothing goes smoothly. Everything is an obstacle. There's troubleshooting everywhere. So let's see what else we got for you guys. Okay, so we have for your dinner and a movie, we have barbecue food and drama films. Okay, let me just get myself. For the energies you either need to be aware of or tap into, you have Taurus. And Taurus is about love, money, and powers of attraction. And Taurus is, I see them as a very, I don't want to say stubborn, but they're not easily moved. You might have to have that energy right now of like, hell no, I will not go, So what else? You had something else here, the know your worth. You might have to really know your worth and just stick with what you're doing. Because even the tallest oak in the forest was once a tiny acorn. You might be feeling that this is going to take time. And I feel like a Taurus energy is like, yeah, they're in it for the long haul. They're very dedicated. They're very, very practical as well. They kind of know things are going to take time and they have this patience. So you might need to, especially because Aries, I'm an Aries too. Let me tell you something that my challenge in this life is to learn patience. I'm working on it. It's an everyday process, but I like things now. In fact, I like things yesterday. So obviously the majority of things in life does not work like that. So it takes time. It takes this kind of dedication. It takes not burning out of it. It takes this kind of every day, I'm going to do a little bit of something to get to my goal, or I have to reconfigure something. So I think definitely for some of us, this Taurus energy is extremely important, especially because this is for your end goal. This is for your luxuries. This is for the things that will make you happy or make you feel successful in the long run. So that Taurus energy is extremely important right now. And we also have Libra. And Libra represents love, money, and powers of attraction as well. They're also kind of related to the planet Venus. So now, it's interesting because you also have Venus here. So these three, you kind of have this like, this could be also money because obviously this is about money. But for some of you, it could be kind of like it could be love as well. Things that you love, some kind of practical aspect of your life that you love or you feel attracted to. But I think with the Libra, it's very like a balanced energy as well. It's kind of being able to balance the different aspects of your life and keeping things in check. Like if something is going one way and it's not really beneficial, you have to kind of keep that in check, and bring it back to center and kind of be like, okay, well, that didn't work out so well. So let me kind of bring it back, or I'm getting a little carried away, or it's going a little bit in an area where I don't really like the way it's going. So I think you're going to have this kind of balancing either your time, it could be balancing finances, it could be balancing relationships or time management, whatever it is. So there might be this kind of energy here regarding that. And you also have this little devil guy here is Mercury. And Mercury is all about communication. He's all about kind of your communication and your thought processes. So I feel like some of you, especially because you had that listen, where was the listen card? You might have to, because sometimes I see even the listening, sometimes you have to listen to yourself. Like I feel like this could even be like you have to trust your intuition. Because sometimes through your thinking, you get your intuition, or there might be something that you really need to tap into yourself and trust your thought processes and analyze your thought processes. Make sure the things that you're doing are going to actually make you happy in the long run. Because I feel like with this 10 of Pentacles, to me, this is not easy to come by. This is hard work. I always see this card as very hard work. I think it's very gratifying work, but this is hard work. But I think you feel very proud of yourself. It's definitely something that you feel worth doing, but it's not quite easy. And I think through that, you're going to have to always be making sure that you are doing it the way that you can feel proud of, and you're not feeling like you're selling yourself out or selling your soul. There might be even something that you can kind of learn, or by listening or communicating with others, there might be some valuable information in that aspects right now that could help you push this forward a little bit more effectively. Now, you also have the 5th house, which represents passion, love, success, and creativity. And you have the 6th house, which is all about health, details, order, work, and structure. Now, you have number 2, which is an even number. So that means a special guest that'll be answering your question today, Aries, shall be Mr. Predicto. He will be out here shortly. So think of those questions. Okay, so let's get a couple of these guys. Okay, I just threw one here. So you have LUINCOY33. And you have the cherries. So I kind of see the cherries as they're like a pair. You know, they're best friends, they're best buds. But they also to me represent kind of needing to have a little fun. Because anytime I see cherries, it's always like on something fun. You know, if you see a cherry print on something, it always seems like a fun print. It always seems like it's a happy print. It's ready to go out and party. So, but it also could indicate that whatever this is, it might actually be a very good fit for you. You pair very well with it. So there's something about kind of being either with it could indicate there's somebody that's your other cherry that maybe because even with the playfulness card you had over here, you might need to bring a little playfulness into this, or there's somebody that you can kind of talk to or spend time with that will help you feel revitalized and refreshed, because I always see them as a like kind of refreshing a little bit, because they just seem fun. They just seem like they just want to party. They just want to have a good time. But they're not alone either. So, because there's two of them. So I think like if you're feeling stuck and maybe you're feeling, because sometimes when we're stuck, we feel like we're dealing with something alone and we don't know how to move forward. I think the cherry's here saying that there's an answer for you potentially. There's some way to potentially go about this with either the help of somebody else, or you're just not stuck. Don't feel stuck. Don't feel alone. Like if some of you are feeling alone through this, don't feel alone. And you have focus. So I think that's extremely important, because I definitely think whatever this is, it's going to require a lot of focus, a lot of planning, a lot of figuring it out, and a lot of kind of strategic action and thought. So you just need to focus, but you're going to get there. Now, it is time. Let's bring them on over. Here we go. Here's Mr. Predicto. Think of those questions and let us ask. Oh, Mr. Predicto, the most accurate prediction device to ever run off of batteries. What is the answer to Aries' question?
Ask later when the time is right.
Okay, so he said ask later when the time is right. Now, I feel like he's saying that because I feel like this, whatever this is, you might be at the beginning of it. Now, I'm wondering if in your mind currently, whatever this is, this is how I'm seeing regarding this situation, but I don't know what your question was, but I'm just going to kind of put my 2 cents into, I'm going to put 2 cents into an area nobody asked for. That's what I'm going to do right now. But sometimes we have questions with things, but as time goes on, circumstances change. So then all of a sudden the question is not really the same as it will be in the future, because there's not really an answer for that question because the circumstances shift a little bit. So then the question needs to shift. So maybe that's what's going on for some of you. Or maybe Mr. Predicto is just, he's not in the mood. Maybe he didn't wake up this morning. He's not feeling it. He's just not tapped in. Who knows with this one? Okay, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful few weeks, life, whatever, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.